so beautiful, there is no words he can describe about this woman's beauty. His heart was racing crazily, his phone vibrant in his pocket. He took out and picked it up without looking because his gaze didn't shift from this woman on the stage. It's unwilling to leave. Not yet, not now, maybe forever. Hello? How is it, Mr. John? I have seen the pictures that my assistant had sent. She is really beautiful. The person you love will not be just ordinary. It's Jungkook's old friend. Currently, he lived in Las Vegas and his famous designer. Jungkook looked at the woman and his lips curved up slightly. Yes. Congratulations, the person you love was really beautiful. She's worthy of the dress I designed. Thank you, Mr. Park. When you will come to the country, I will treat you to a dinner. Oh, Mr. John. No, I'm recently very busy with my work design here. So if you have free time, you can come and visit here at the Las Vegas with your pretty lover. Jungkook was in a good mood, so he agreed. Sure. They both bid goodbye. Jungkook adjusted the angle of the camera to snap some pictures of his women's. He clicked it to keep private for himself. Suddenly, he noticed the surroundings. He saw many people's cameras was on taking pictures as well. He frowned. Had he miscalculated? Why he didn't remember when the women will wear such a gorgeous dress, then everyone's attention will be on her. In addition, today's open identity made people more attracted to you, making his breathing turn cold. It's Seokjin who introducing his sister to everyone indirectly, even though he didn't announce wanting suitable guy for his sister. He was not in rush. Let his sister adjust with the situation first. Like Jungkook have seen through your brother, he sneered. Kim Seokjin. His mood dropped. He have no longer mood to take pictures, so he just stared at people around unhappily. Beside Jungkook, there is some noble brothers. They are taking pictures while chatting. How can Mr. Kim hide this beautiful sister? Others laughed, joining. If I also have a sister, I will hide as well. After all, you guys are like wolves and tigers. I'm afraid you guys will take her away. What are you saying? I heard that most the people invited were single. You guys can guess what Director Kim's intention is? What was Director Kim wanted? Hiding such a beautiful sister, then helping Banquet where many single men are invited, then announcing it to everyone. Many are curious that why this beautiful sister doesn't have boyfriend yet. There is something that Kim Seokjin wanted to know people without saying anything. Is it like a great opportunities to win this beauty? Some are ready to go on a field and some refuted, saying that such a high class family will be only suitable with the high class, and someone even mentioned the name of Jones. This Kim family's daughter gonna suit the son of Jones. Jungkook's name had been mentioned, making one smirk. At least they know their limitations. Then people notice that there is no Director Joon. Does it mean that Director Kim didn't invite him? How many times they had fight openly in the business world? Does they have personal grudges or just a business proposal? Furthermore, guys, even first Miss Kim is pretty girl, she's second hand girl. Jungkook's eyes narrowed dangerously. Second hand? What do you mean? The person asked his friend. You don't know, do you? This woman is married before, but I hear that she was dumb. Before man could finish, someone grabbed his collar and punched him on the face. People around looked at scene with surprise. What did you just said? Masked man growled. Who the hell are you? Jungkook tightened his grip around man's collar and looked at him. With the gaze seemed to be looking at the dead man. There is extraordinary overbearing power and aura at this masked man, giving the same vibe as Jones' director. I'm sorry, brother. Where did he provoked you? Jungkook's lips curved up, carrying the bloodthirsty smile. If I hear you talk about her like that in the future, then don't blame me for consequences. Surrounded man couldn't help frowning. This masked man actually dared to show his arrogance. But why this man seemed similar? Another man realized something and immediately apologized. I'm sorry, sir. We will be careful with our words in the future about Miss Kim. Sir, please be merciful and let us go. Jungkook glanced at the person coldly. Then the man who badmouthed about you, his nose was broken from the punch earlier. Jungkook smiled coldly, sarcasm. Men back up and prepare to leave the banquet. They didn't want to offend the director John. Man almost struggled to death. But why did this Jones attend the banquet with mask? The small face didn't cause much of a commotion. After all, there is music playing on venues and there is lot of people and it's just a corner of living space. Only surroundings, witness and others didn't even notice it. There is some girl secretly looking at him with admiration. There is many handsome men in the banquet and this masked man looking dashing. Jenny just avoid the contact with your brother and asked you to help to carry your skirt instead. You couldn't help but let her do it for you. Your brother introduced you to fabric merchant. He is a middleman who admired Mrs. Kim, as known as your mother. Somehow he resembles your mother to him. He makes you laugh. Mrs. Kim's grace and charm is really undeniable. You're really similar to your mother. You thanked him smiling. Your brother brings you to another one after another. Toasting and drinking soda in a respect of elders, you're very tired and slightly leaned to your brother and whispered, Brother, have you finished toasting? Not yet. You pouted. It's a bit uncomfortable. My gown is heavy. Okay, my legs also hurting by these high heels. Can I go and get changed? You drank some soda during toast and you were slightly feeling dizzy that you really wanted to go change and just rest. At noon, you had handled office matters and now the banquet. It's tiring day, Sokjin look at you and Jenny. Seeing you tired, he can just let you rest. Will you accompany me to toast? There is still some guests left. Jenny was surprised when your brother suddenly asked her to accompany him. It's good opportunity for her, so she immediately nodded. Yes, of course. But first, let me help Sarang to go back and I will come look after you. Sokjin nodded. Jenny helped you to carry your dress and walk towards upstairs. My brother asked you to accompany him. Are not you too excited? You teased her. She blinked. Isn't it for you? I'm doing behalf of you. The teasing smile on your lips didn't swipe, making her shy. Is it really for me? Come on, you know I can't deny Prince Charming, right? Go, accompany your Prince Charming. I won't be troubling you anymore. Thank you for sending me upstairs. You picked up long gown yourself and let her go to her Prince Charming. Can you change your dress yourself? You looked at the dress and nodded. After all, you are a designer and you can handle it, right? I can. Also asked where is Rowoon and asked Aunt Lee to send him upstairs. She smiled and kissed your cheek. Okay, little one must be playing around. Then wish me a luck. See ya. Have a victory fighting. You sent her flying kisses and Jenny went down. She's wearing strapless gown that was knee-length skirt with high heels. Beautiful pink and white color mixed. She's looking dreamy. After Jenny walked down to crowd, you picked up gown yourself and walked to your room to change it first. It's quiet, only a faint music can be heard. This dress is very heavy, it's difficult to undress alone, but you are very patient. Removed attires first and the hands that was joined with necklace of dress set, leaving gown strapless. You're just trying to unzip gown, but suddenly her door cracked open. You turned around, but unexpectedly lights turned off, making you nervous. Who is it? No one responds. You carry your dress and steps forward, being extra careful with dress. You did hear someone open the door. Is there someone? You are very sensitive in the darkness as you can't sense the direction. So you support yourself, touching wall and walk, but unfortunately dump into someone. Who are you? Your palms pressed against the person. You panicked, sensing it's man. Why he's here in your room? What do you want? How could you enter here without permission? You somehow slowly recovered your soul and senses, then forcefully pushed him away. He stumbled back a few steps, not expecting this much violence from this woman in the middle of romance, but again he stuck close to you. You found the light and switched on. The room became bright again. The person was again coming closer. Only then you discovered that he was wearing a golden mask. Moreover, the decorations at the corners looked similar with the dress you are wearing. The brightness and the beauty of this woman's with this closer made him stun for a moment, but he quickly reacted and his eyes narrowed, looking at you dangerously without speaking. Both are staring each other, breath was merging, taking the same air, your delicate eyebrows wrinkled a little. The decoration on your mask. He leaned over. Don't want to ask who I am? His hot tone and the warmth breath was all over your face as he leaned down to women slightly. The hand sneaked around your wrist. It seems like, even though 5 years have passed, you haven't completely forgotten about me. This words was like reading you as if you were open book to him. You panicked and stared at him. Yes, you couldn't forget this man. It wasn't easy though. Why are you dressed like this here? If I remember correctly, you were not on the banquet list tonight, right? Oh, his smile deepened. This woman is his. The moment he said his eyes, then forever gonna be his. You even specially observed if I was there. He suddenly grabbed your hand. You are not allowed to appear in front of other men like this in the future. You frowned and wanted to shake off his hand, but he tightened his grip, and the hand placed around your waist pulled you against him. You panicked and said impatiently, "Let go me." He struggled, but he pinched your chin and bit your small jaw. This rascal! You angrily gritted your teeth. This dress was uncomfortable to begin with, but this man only helped it to be worse. The closeness almost took your breath away. He didn't say anything, as if he was enjoying the atmosphere. Pitch black eyes are fixed on you. He didn't move. This type of gaze was really hot that burned fire in your heart. You glared at him hatefully, but for some reason you were not happy to see the mask on his face. You reached out to take off his mask, but before you could touch it, the delicate hand was catched by his big palm. Do you hear what he said just now? You sneered. Do you want me to wear a mask and appear in front of people like you? He suddenly took off the mask and covered your face with it. You were stunned on the spot. The tip of your nose touched the coldness earlier, but the mask was worn by him and it still carried the warmth of his face. When it covered your face like this, it was as if his face was intimately pressed together on yours. You couldn't help but blush, then angrily asked, "What are you doing?" "It is a set." He raised his hand to tie the chain around mask. A familiar smell lingered around your body. Although you both known each other for long, he had never done such a thing. For a moment, your face heated up. You lowered your eyes and bit the lower lips. You don't want to be soft-hearted. Why this man's little gesture made your heart stir like a fire. Then it started to melt. You don't want this. You would never forget his heartlessness back then. That gave you nightmare and still you felt like your breath is still suffocated. You took a deep breath and relaxed your mind before asking softly, "Didn't my brother order the dress? The mask is with you. The designer didn't." That's because I didn't ask him to give. He tried to explain it low voice. What did this mean? You closed your eyes, trying hard to control your emotions. He was afraid that you would have a bad mouth. Hmm. He was already worried about the women in front of him. He wanted to please you, but he was also afraid that you would not accept it or be angry. Even the dress that my brother ordered for me, you want to meddle in it? You looked at him straight, making him stunned. You don't like it? Then I won't do it in the future, or I will ask you about it before. He hurriedly said, afraid that you will really be mad by him. Jungkook, when did you become so humble? You felt irritated. You are not used to this type of change in him. I would rather you treat me like you did before, calling me a married woman, treating me like a vain and useless who only has money in her eyes. He put his index finger. Melodious music was still playing on the background, so soft. He held your waist by one hand and other take your hand, then spell in a hoarse and low voice. You are looking so good, it would be a waste if we don't take a moment. What do you think? It was probably him who had prepared everything. You pursed your lips. Before you could reject it, you are already in the rhyming with his steps. His eyes seems to have magic, causing you to gradually lose resistance, then followed his steps to the rhythm of the melody. Perhaps at this moment you might forget the past, only at this moment. The front hall is in full swing, and the small room was just a world of two people. In the melodious music, the soul seemed to be able to match. It's very magical. Dancing with the person you desire and love and hate, but again love the most. Both hands are perfectly placed where it should be. There is no gap between. Looking into his eyes, where the galaxy lies, and the magic of his soft smile, everything about him is just perfect.